If you're a youth sports coach or a team mom that's looking to make the way you run your team easier, you are absolutely in the right place at the right time. A little bit of background about me. My name is Felice. I'm a sports mom myself. I have a son who's 8 and he's currently enrolled in football and track. And one thing that I learned really quickly having a child enrolled in multiple sports, it is not an easy job to keep track of where we're supposed to be at and when. So, my own personal life confusion is actually what led me to create my own platform to help me keep track of everything that's going on in our sports life. Being a teen mom, I've actually learned how much time is spent behind the scenes chasing behind parents for important documents that we need for registration, getting schedules filled for who's responsible for different food items, keeping track of which uniforms we're supposed to wear, where we're supposed to be, and when. All of these things I've taken into consideration, and I've actually built a very handy platform that really streamlines all of those processes that coaches and team moms typically encounter while running a team. And today, I am here to actually share with you how these tools can help you enhance the way that you run your team. I'm pretty sure that we can all agree as administrative staff over a sports team that the message that we portray to parents and the public is one where we want to be taken seriously. We want people to be involved and we want parents to collaborate. Typically, with youth sports, it's not something where we want an environment where parents just come in and, drop their kids off and only show up for the games. No, we want parents who are active, we want parents who are involved. And Team HQ is actually a platform that really bridges that gap and keeps the connection between the coaching staff, the team mom staff, the parents, and the athletes. Because the truth is that the success of a team depends on the staff and it depends on the parents. It's not only in the hands of the kids in the way that they perform when they come out to go to their track meets or their games, whatever type of athletic competition they have, right? So, Team HQ, what is the purpose here? The purpose of Team HQ is to focus on what truly matters, what is important, what do we have that's coming up today, what do we have that's coming up this week, what do we have that's coming up this month, right? So, this is just our at a glance view. When we first come into our platform, the very first thing that all admin and parents are going to see is what's happening today. So, we can see we have a game today. It's going to show us the weather. It's going to show us what our uniform requirements are. If we have any food that someone needs to bring for the game, we're able to easily fill those items in. We can allow the system to automatically assign them, or we can allow parents to volunteer themselves. We also have live RSVP tracking. Within our Today tab, it's going to show us everything that's happening today. So if we have a game today, if we have practice today, if we have any announcements that were posted today, if we have any birthdays, all of that information is going to show you here at a glance view, right? But I also want to go over to our side menu. I'm not going to go through every feature that's here because if you see all of these links, it is a lot, right? But I'm going to go quickly through the basics of what you need to know. So I just want to quickly go through our team settings page. This is pretty much what it would look like when you begin to set up your team, and it's really quick. If you're considering adding your team in this platform, it's actually going to take you less than 5 minutes to get your team set up. You're just going to come in here and quickly put in your name. If you have any logos, select your sport. And yes, we can do any sport. Even if it's not listed here, you can always fill it in. It's going to get your location, your time zone, choose your team colors. You're going to save that in here, right? So once you get your team created, you can actually come in here and add your athletes to the team. Once you have your athletes added in, it's going to automatically send an email to their parents to allow them to come into the system. This is an invitation based platform. What that means is that in order for parents to access their child's information, they must join Team HQ. What does that mean for you? That means that you won't have to have a bunch of different apps that your parents are going to trying to locate different information for you. everything will come through this one app, and it's based on invitation only. So you'll have full control over who is actually in your team and who is not. Once your parents come in here and get added, their information is going to display under our Parents tab. And as we can see here, it's going to show you the name, what the relationship is to the athlete, and it's also going to give you their contact information as well. So this is going to be really great if you need to reach out to a specific parent and you don't know their email or their phone number. You can actually come over to this Parents tab and quickly find their information. And it's also going to show you their child's name. So while you're in those beginning stages of building your roster and you're getting to know those athletes and the parents that have brought them, this is going to be an easy way to keep track of what the parent is, who the parent is, and who it is that they're linked to, right? So we have that here, right? Now, once we have our athletes, we can come in and assign positions to them. So if we have our quarterbacks, our wide receivers, anyone that we have in our system, and we have an athlete position assigned to that athlete, is going to display here. The importance of having positions assigned in Team HQ is actually a really good benefit, because what it will allow you to do is create a positional group. So let's say you want to have a practice and it's only for your offensive players, right? You can target your practices, you can target your games, you can target your announcements to only send to those positional groups. That way you don't have to worry about going to a group chat just for offense, or a group chat just for 7-on-7, or a group chat just for defensive players. So we actually allow you to create quick groups and positional groups that will allow you to easily target those who matter. And anytime that information is sent out to these positional groups, such as offense or defense, you're actually going to send out an automatic notification to their parents as well. So any parents that are linked to offensive players, if there's an offensive practice scheduled, only those parents are going to be notified of that information. And there's no requirement for you to go through a million group chats to figure out who these people are that we need to reach. Another beneficial feature we have here is athlete allergies. So we know that through the season we have so many different events that has food and different things, right? It's really important to actually keep track of any athletes that may have an allergy, and so that the coaches can be aware, and also the parents as well, so everyone can keep that information in mind when making food purchases or if you're cooking any items yourself. So any parent that gets signed up in our system, if their athlete does not have their allergy information filled out, they will actually see a red flag on their account when they log in that will let them know that that information is missing. Please log in and fill it out so we can get that information up to date. Another beneficial feature that we have here is our required items. So we know that when registration comes, there's certain documents that we need from parents, right? Like birth certificates, maybe another form of ID, like an ID card, anything that you need, waivers, doctor's physicals. We can actually come in here and create required items for our team. And what that allows you to do is to easily track which athletes have turned in those items and which athletes have not. That way we don't have to go through using a million notepads in our phone, writing down, like the system that I had to keep track of who turned in what was crazy. I was using all kinds of emojis to signify that I have the birth certificate, but I don't have their physical. Those days are long gone for me. So every item that we need, we can come in here to our required items tab, put those items in here, and mark the athletes as we receive the items for them. Another beneficial feature that we have here that I would like to show you is our checklist. So let's say we have a game day coming up, right? And it's our first game and we want to get prepared for the season. We have a checklist of things that we need to bring to make sure that we have our first aid items for our game day, right? So I've created a list of items that I need to bring: Band-Aids, Neosporin, alcohol wipes. And let's say if I want to assign this item to someone else and they're going to bring it, I can type their name in here and it'll put the name of the person that's going to be responsible for bringing those items. Once it's been received, we can just go in and check it off, and then it'll show that the item has been fulfilled and we no longer need to bring it. Another feature that I definitely want to briefly show you guys here is the fact that anytime that we create a game or a practice, it will ask you to include the location for weather reporting purposes and obviously for the parents, right? We need to know where are we going. So there actually is a very handy feature in here that will allow you to create favorite locations. If there's any parks that you know that your team frequents often, instead of having to repeatedly type in that park name and address, you can actually add those locations that your team goes to frequently. So that way, when you're creating practices and games, your admin can quickly select it and put that information in there. We also have our uniform labels. Anytime that we know we have specific uniforms that we use, we're able to come in, put those uniform items in, and those will be there for you to quickly select anytime that we're having a game, a practice, anything that requires uniforms. That information will be there for you as well. So there are just so many different things in here that really allows us to automate the way that we run our team. I'm not going to go through all of these features here today. If you want to look into this more, I do have a offer which will allow you 7 days for free to use every feature that is offered in this platform. Nothing is restricted. You can add your athletes, you can add your parents, you can assign positions, you can schedule games. Notifications will automatically send out to your parents for you, even if you're in your free trial. I would highly recommend that you come in and get signed up. There's no obligation when you start your trial. It's completely free. You have to pay nothing today, right? But let's say you have a team and maybe it's small. You only have a team of 20 players, right? Or maybe you have a team, maybe you have an organization. Maybe you have an organization that has 300 players and you've got 10 teams. It doesn't matter where you are in your sports journey. I actually have multiple tiers that are available for you to choose from that will allow you to select your plan based on how many teams you need to create, as well as how many athletes you need to add into the system, right? But the importance that I really want to stress to you is that the success of our team starts with us as admins. And if we take serious the message that we're sending out and the actions that we're taking with our parents and the way that we run our team and the expectations that we have of how we participate and how we communicate, it's only going to make things better. And we know as far as recruiting and growing our staff and our athlete base, word of mouth goes around, right? So let's say we have a parent that is in Team HQ. You use Team HQ, they love it, they're informed. They're going to tell their friends, hey, girl, you know, this team, I really love it. The coaches, they're great. They really give my son a lot of training, or my daughter. They give my child a lot of training. But I really have to say, these people, they're really organized. I don't have to use 15 different group chats anymore. I don't have to scroll 10 miles to figure out what was the last announcement that they posted because people have been chatting in between. All I need to do is just log in, and it's going to show me exactly where we need to be at, when we need to be there, and if there's anything that's required for me, I can just go to that required items page and it's going to show me everything that I need to do. I don't even have to ask a bunch of questions anymore. And every time that I think that I'm going to have to ask something, all I have to do is log in and it's in the HQ. And those pieces of information get scattered. And then more and more of your parents start talking. And then what do you know? You have more athletes coming to your team, not just because of the athletics and the training that you provide, but now because the parents are in an environment where it feels less chaotic and it feels more organized, it feels more efficient, it feels more professional. And so when we send out a message to people that we are professionals that are doing a real high standard level of service with our sports teams, it's only going to make things better for us. So I highly encourage you to check out Team HQ. You can actually find us online at teamhqconnect.com. Like I said, we are offering a free 7-day trial for you. And if you have any feedback regarding this app, once you get set up with your account, you can always come to our contact us page, submit feedback. If you have any suggestions, maybe there's a feature here that would be really useful for your team that you didn't see in the system. Being that I am the founder and the developer of this platform, you have direct access to send that feedback to me. And I take it all seriously. All of the feedback that I've received so far is actually what's helped me create such an amazing product that I'm really excited to share with the world. And I'm really looking forward to getting connected to you and hearing what you think about Team HQ. So, if this sounds like something that you would be interested in using for your team, head over to teamhqconnect.com. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask me directly, you can always reply back to this message, or you can reach out and send an email to support@teamhq.app, and I will definitely get back to you. Until next time, take care and happy winnings.